Hello, my name is Sherry Marks, and I'm the pastor of the Church of the Open Door in Ukiah, California. This is not my usual Sunday message, and it's actually not a very long message at all. It's more a reflection. But it's about Ash Wednesday, because today is Ash Wednesday, and it's about Lent, because today is the beginning of the season of Lent. It's to help us remember that this is not just any day. It's a special day with a special purpose. Lent has traditionally been a time for focusing our attention on our living and our relationship with God. It's taken many different forms down through the centuries, but I like to think of it today as a time for making space for the holy in our lives, a time for clearing out some of the garbage that we all tend to accrue as we go through life and carry it around with us, leaving us little time or little room for growth of any kind. The reading that I've chosen today comes from the prophet Isaiah, and it's just one small piece of a larger sermon that Isaiah gives on the things that the people of the time were doing wrong and how much better their lives would be if they did the things that were right and did them in the right way. Isaiah, who is speaking for God, so actually it's God saying these things, points out that too often we fool ourselves into believing that what we are doing is what God wants, when in reality we are just doing what we want. Usually that's the easiest thing, or something that makes us look good in other people's eyes without going through a lot of bother about actually changing anything. Things like conspicuous fasting, which was one of the things Isaiah was really talking about. After a few chapters of spelling out how they were doing it all wrong, Isaiah, still speaking for God, spells out exactly what God would prefer. Is not the kind of fasting I choose to loosen the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free, to break every yoke? Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter? Is it not when you see the naked to clothe them and never turn away from your own flesh and blood? Then your light will shine and break forth like the dawn, and your healing will quickly appear. Then your righteousness will go before you, and the glory of the Lord will be your rear guard. Then you will call, and the Lord will answer. You will cry for help, and the Lord will say, Here I am. Here I am. Lent is a very good time for learning to sit in silence, listening mindfully for what God is saying to us. Or if there truly is no time for sitting, we can still listen. Can we hear it? Can we stop the world's frantic rushing and noise-making long enough to hear it? "40 days of Lent. 40 days that we can spend ignoring our spirit's need for quiet and repose and connection. Or we can open our hearts, our eyes, and our ears and mindfully receive all that the Spirit's love is trying to show us and to tell us. Peace. And may we this Lenten season grow in listening and in understanding and in experiencing that deeper connection. Peace.
Founded on love, welcome and hope, we're the Church of the Open Door. You are welcome here. We invite you in to share the bread, to share